Mansory has belatedly pulled the covers off of its latest masterpiece, the Ford GT Le Mansory. Initially scheduled to be revealed at the 2020 Geneva Motor Show, the Le Mansory is a product of everything the German tuner stands for. Modifications abound inside and outside of the Ford Great. It's hard to expect anything less from Mansory, but this is no ordinary project for the tuner. The GT Le Mansory is limited to just 3 units, making it one of the rarest projects Mansory has ever created. Are you not intrigued? Is this the most insane Ford GT in the world? It just might be. That's just how Mansory rolls. We've seen a lot of high-profile tuners work on Ford's resident supercar, but nobody has done what Mansory did to the Great. We are not just talking about adding aero bits here and there, we are talking about a project that included a complete redesign of the American supercar's body. The basic design element of the GT remain intact, the flying buttresses are still there, but everything else has been changed. The bodywork is completely replaced. It's also wider than the standard Great. The headlights are completely different too. Not only are they almost indented inside the bodywork of the car, but the configuration is different. Down below are 3 round exhaust pipes, one more than what the standard GT carries. The diffuser setup is also different and far more enhanced than what we know about the Ford supercar. Notice the aero flicks on opposite sides of the car? Those are also aerodynamic aids to the Le Mansory. Fortunately, there is no such problem with the Le Mansory. You'll notice it even before you step inside the car. Most of the interior trim panels have also been repainted in a clean white finish to complement the blue accents scattered throughout the interior. The steering wheel, which is also new, by the way, is now dressed to the nines in carbon fiber. Mansory even had the wherewithal to relocate the start button from its original location on the center tunnel to up on the roof, where you can press it, fighter jet style, and listen as the Le Mansory comes to life in the most intimidating way imaginable. The power output has since been bumped up to 660 horsepower beginning with the 2020 model of the supercar. The slight increase Ford gave to the GT's engine wasn't enough to satisfy Mansory, so the tuner went and did what it always does. While it's not as over the top as we thought it'd be coming from Mansory, the increase is still a welcome development, in part because the Le Mansory, at least according to the people behind it, can now top out at 220 miles per hour. That's 4 miles per hour more than the standard Ford Great. The tuner didn't mention an acceleration time, but we do know that the stock GT can sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. With all the extensive aerodynamic enhancements, coupled with the engine upgrade program, it's hard not to imagine the Le Mansory pulling off the same feat in under 3 seconds, say somewhere in the 2.6 second range. Final thoughts: there's a segment of the car-loving population that does not like the products that Mansory rolls out. The common reaction is that Mansory has overblown its products, often to the point of being completely over the top. It's hard to disagree with that sentiment, especially with Mansory's track record. I've heard people say that the German tuner bastardized the Ford GT beyond recognition. I've heard others say that the Le Mansory is nothing more than a vanity project for a tuner that's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. All points are taken and considered, but I'm on the other side of the reaction fence. I like what Mansory did here, and it's not just because the Le Mansory is limited to just 6 units. I like it because it represents Mansory's identity as an aftermarket company. Like it or not, the tuner swings for the fences. It doesn't always blast a moonshot, there are some streaky units, but you can bet that Mansory isn't afraid to let it rip. Sure, people can say that the comprehensive rebuild of the Ford GT is a vanity project. I think it's a love letter to 30 years of building extraordinary projects. The extensive work that Mansory put into turning the GT into the Le Mansory is what the tuner is all about. Like it or not. Press release under the motto "1 car per decade," Le Mansory, which is limited to only 3 copies worldwide, forms another special edition on the occasion of Mansory's 30th anniversary in 2020. It was undisputedly one of the cinema highlights in 2019, the film Le Mans 66. Main actor, the Ford GT40 and the legendary race in Le Mans 1966. The subsequent events in Le Mans need not be recounted for long. They and the Ford GT40, which was developed and built for this sole purpose at the time, have been both motorsport history and cult since their furious triple victory in Le Mans in 1966. Everyone knows the story. Everyone knows the Ford GT40. The Ford GT Le Mansory. In Geneva 2020, Mansory will present the Le Mansory for the first time in a worldwide limited edition of 6 conversions in total, thus adding another exciting chapter to the rich history of the Ford great. The Le Mansory convinces and impresses the observer at first sight thanks to its 5 cm wider full carbon body, including its extensive changes in the aerodynamic area, and makes the heart of every motorsport enthusiast beat faster. In addition to the impressive first impression, the standard output of the V6 twin-turbo engine of 483 kilowatts, 656 HP, has been increased to a demanding and appropriate 710 HP by extensive modifications to the engine management system, enabling the Le Mansory in combination with adapted aerodynamics to achieve a top speed of 354 km/h, standard. 347 km/h, almost effortless. Chassis modifications and the use of forged rims of the dimensions 9x21 inches, front, and 12x21 inches, rear, type and 5 with corresponding high-performance tires. Continental Sport Contact 6 round off the appearance in an elegant and harmonious way, and also playfully master the massively increased performance.